everyone. This is Dr. Megan Buning, Certified Mental Performance Consultant with FSU Coach at Florida State. And I'm here with Figure It Out Baseball. And so I wanted to have a conversation, just a quick one, about something that you may have heard about before. So the conversation is about routines versus rituals. And I want you to think about in how you go about in your daily activity in terms of not even just particular to baseball and the sport you play, but maybe it's just even throughout your day. Do you have specific routines that you follow? And so when I say routines, what does that word mean to you? So if you look up the word routine, or even if you look up the word ritual, what you'll see is you will see that both of them are kind of defined the same way. So a routine or a ritual is something that you continuously do. You do it almost every time before you perform some sort of activity. So if we think about baseball, a routine might be something that you do the night before that you kind of always do before games or practice. It could be something that you do right before you step on the field or right before the game starts. It could even be something that you do repeatedly right before you get into the batter's box or you take your step onto the pitching rubber. Routines can be good. So a routine helps you get in the zone, which means you're getting into that focus. It helps you feel confident in what you're about to do because it's consistency. So what we know about routines is that humans like routines. We like routines from the time you were a little baby. Children that have structure and that have a routine tend to do better, behave better as they move through their day or whatever activity it is. So it shouldn't come as a surprise that having a routine for whatever it is that you're about to do can help you and be beneficial. So I want you to think back real quick because there's a distinct difference between what in the mental performance world we see as a routine versus a ritual. So I kind of want you to do a self-evaluation here. So routine could be a particular type of food or drink or activity that maybe you do the night before a game because it helps you maintain energy. You find that when I eat spaghetti before I play 2 games the next day, I seem to do better. I'm more focused. I'm not as hungry. I'm in a better mood. I have high energy levels. So I want to keep eating that meal because it works for me. All right. Or maybe during the game that you notice drinking a Powerade or a Gatorade or just straight water, maybe that works better for you. It keeps my energy up and it keeps me able to concentrate on what it is. I play better when I drink Gatorade. Maybe your routine involves listening to certain type of music. So music can be very powerful in performance. So maybe it's you listen to rap music or you listen to pop music or you need to listen to easy music. Either right before a game up until the very point that you have to take your music off, or maybe it's just the night before or it's on the ride to your game. And so you listen to that type of music because you find that I feel better. I feel like when I get to the field or when I step on the field after listening to this type of music that I'm pumped up, I'm ready to go, or I'm focused. All right. A routine could be a physical movement. So it could be physical movements that you do that help prepare you for that performance. So maybe you find that before you step in the batter's box that you like to tap the bat on the different corners of the plate or in the opposite batter's box because it helps remind you and helps you check to see that you're getting extension over the plate like you need to. Maybe it's you like to, before you step onto the mound, that you tap your drive leg just as a reminder of this is my routine. I'm just telling myself that I need to remember to drive or whatever, I need to load, whatever the case may be. So routines can be physical movements. Routines can also be self-talk. So things that you say to yourself. Maybe you have a particular saying that you feel better and you tend to perform better when you have trigger words and cues that are specific that you say before whatever it is that you're about to do. The whole point of a routine is these are behaviors, these are thoughts, these are physical movements that help get you into focus and help you perform better because they're reminding your body, they're cueing your body in a certain way. But with a routine, if you forget to say that word to yourself, or if you forget to tap your leg, or if you forget to eat that certain food before a game, you don't think that you're not going to play well. It's just you prefer to have those things in place because you tend to play better. Okay, so routines can help build confidence in your performance too, because you feel good, you play good. And so that's kind of what routines help us do. So let's jump for a second. There's also these things called rituals. And so a ritual is different than a routine in the mental performance world, because as a ritual, what I think of a ritual is this is something that I need to do, that if I do not do this, I will lose. I will not play well. And that's the belief that you're putting into them. So the intent behind a ritual is that you're doing this behavior, you're thinking this thought, you're eating this food, whatever the case may be, because you don't want to not play well. All right. The intent behind a routine is because maybe it reminds you, it helps fuel you, it helps get you into focus. So the intent is different. With the ritual, you may be afraid, it kind of falls along the superstition lines. Are you doing anything superstitiously because you think if you don't do it, you're not going to play well? That's the difference. So take a look. So sometimes, and you can watch your teammates, you can watch people on TV and see if what you think they're doing is a routine, or does it seem to be a ritual? So I know there are famous athletes out there in baseball, and they have routines, or excuse me, they have rituals where maybe they undo their batting gloves a certain number of times. They have to tap certain parts of their body that maybe aren't specific to hitting, or it doesn't look that way. And so you have to wonder, is that a ritual? If this athlete doesn't undo their batting gloves 4 times exactly, do they think they're not going to hit the ball? Or do they think they're not going to get on base? If they weren't given enough time to do that ritual, would they fail? And so you have to look at the intent. So kind of check yourself. Are you in the habit of routines where this helps get you into focus? It helps build confidence. It prepares you for the performance. Or are you in a ritual? If I don't wear these certain socks, then I'm not going to play well. If I don't have that specific hat, then I'm not going to play well. If I don't touch this part of my body or the field so many times, I'm not going to play well, or I'm going to lose. So check yourself. What's the intent behind what you're doing? Is the routine positive and setting you up for success and confidence in yourself? Or is it a ritual where you're scared if you don't do it, you're going to fail? So take some time, take a look at yourself, kind of try to pick it up in others. You don't want to assume, of course, but it just kind of gives you a way to take a look at what you're doing. Biggest thing is self-evaluate. What is the intent behind what you're doing? See if you can get or find a routine versus a ritual. That's all I have for today. I'm Dr. Megan Buning.